Hi, my name is Jeff. I'm with RCD, and we're going to show you a 98 Holiday Rambler today. Okay? We're going to start at the storage bins and work our way around. So, first bin, nothing but storage. Quite a bit of storage there. Second bin, you got a little bit of storage, and you have your chassis battery. So when I say chassis battery, what I'm saying is that is the battery. It's called a house battery that runs everything in the house. Okay? Your engine battery is in the front. This is your house battery. So this is being charged by the engine, but it only controls the lights inside the coach. Okay? Your gas tank, fill cap. Looks like it's got real good tires on all the way around. This would be the back of your refrigerator. Okay, there's really nothing to do in here unless you know how to work on it. I would suggest maybe once or twice a year taking this off, just unscrew these, pop this faceplate off, and just take a look around, make sure there's nothing nesting in there. Sometimes squirrels and mice like to build a nest inside that, but once or twice a year take a look at that. This is the back of your furnace. Okay, again, there's nothing to do in here, but this will get warm if you're running your furnace. So if you're outside and you're camping and you're hanging out around this area, just stay clear of this because it will get hot. Okay, your spare tire and your propane tank. It's a very large propane tank. Those tanks do not come out. You must take the coach to somewhere that they can service the tank or fill the tank, but that tank will not come out. Up top you have an awning. I'll give you a brief lesson on the awning. This is your pole you need. Right here is a switch. You push that switch up. On either side you have little places to unlock on both ends. Then what you do is you simply take your awning rod, put it in here, and pull out. Pull out to whatever length you want it to be. It will go out as far as, I believe, about 8 feet. But that's what you do. Then to put it back in, you flip this little lever back and just kind of help it in. When it's out, the spring's a lot tighter, but we only had it out a couple feet, so the spring's not fully wound. But there you go. And once you get it in, push those clips back down. That locks the arm in. Okay, that's the way that works. Then inside here you have some more storage, and that storage goes all the way through to the other side. Looks like there's a cable connection right there and a 2 110 outlets. More storage here. Now under here is where you have access to your engine oil, your radiator, transmission. Here's your engine battery. Over here you have 2 disconnects. You have a house disconnect and a chassis. So if for some reason you're going to leave this thing for, say, a month or so, go ahead and shut these off. That way there's no battery drain on it. All you simply do is just turn them to off, and that way there's no power coming in or going out of it. Okay? On this side we get more storage all the way through both doors. Same there. More storage. electric generator. It's got an Awning 5500 generator, which will run everything on the inside. You can start this unit from outside or inside. You have a start button right here. Simple start. Change oil right here, oil filter right here. Again, you can start these from the inside also. Okay, this is the back of your hot water tank. Really nothing to do in here. Your plug goes in here. So if you're not using the unit, I'd say, if you're not going to use it for a couple of weeks, I'd pull the plug and let it drain out, because the water will begin to smell after a while. You have an on and off switch right here. It's kind of a master switch. You also have a switch on the inside. This switch out here allows the switch on the inside to work. The reason they have this, in case there's kids or something playing around with switches, they don't accidentally turn it on. So you can shut it off and that switch inside is dead now. You can turn it on and leave it on if you like, and that switch is live on the inside. So that's what that is. Okay, this is a propane and electric hot water tank. This is your anno rod. This is that goes right in here, screws in. So before you put water to the unit, you want to make sure this is in, because this is the first place water goes to. So if you try to fill your tanks up and this is not in, it's just the water's just going to pour out here. So make sure you put your anno rod in before you try to put water to the unit. Okay, other than that, there's nothing to do on the outside. Just, again, one of those things you need to do is keep it clean.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is where all your sewage stuff is. This is your black, this is your gray, this is your black. Okay, they're not color coded, but this is your liquid waste, which would be your shower and your sinks. Just like it shows here. This is your toilet waste. This is fresh water. So if you wanted to, for example, have a hose connected and you want to squirt something off, you just simply connect the hose to here and apply it there. You could have a black tank flush. Kind of look at the diagram there, and what that is, your black tank is your solid waste, and they recommend every couple months to rinse it out. So simply take your hose, put it on here, turn the pressure on, pull this open. This must be open, and flush your black tank out. Okay, what you have to do is you have to have your sewer line on here, coming out to either a dump station or a sewage tank at the campground. Let it run for about 15 minutes and it washes the black tank out. Okay, this one, the liquid waste, you do not have to do that to, but the black tank, they suggest every couple months to do that. Okay? But when you do drain your tanks, your black and your gray, you want your sewer line on here, then simply pull your black first, which is your solid, then pull this one second. This one will wash out whatever's in the line coming down from the toilet. Here you have, if you're at a campground and they have water, connect your hose to here and it pressurizes all the lines on the inside. Now what you can also do from this point is flip this valve over and you can fill your holding tank from the same water line. Okay? Then once your water tank's full, just simply put that back down and you'll have water pressure from the hose again. There is another way to fill the tank, and I'll show you that just in a second, but that's a very simplistic way to do it. Okay, then down here at the bottom, you got low point drains. There's your water tank drain, so if you wanted to get rid of the water that you had put in from here, open that valve up, and these are low point drains for your sinks and your showers. Okay, that's everything inside of there. This is another storage area. Here you have a small inverter, it looks like, which allows you to run a couple things from outlets on the inside while you're going down the road. This is a 30 amp power cord. It is not a 220, it's 30 amp only. So just make sure you don't plug this into something that's more than 30 amps or 110. It's got to be 110, not 220. This is your other port where you can fill your holding tank. Simply unscrew that, put your hose in there, and you can fill your tank up that way. But it's so much easier to fill it up down there because you're already connected by a hose. So, but if you want to fill it up here, you can do that also. On the outside, you have a tow hitch. I'm not sure what the rating on that is. Let's see. It says 6,500 pounds. So that's your tow rating. Then you have a ladder to get up to the top, and also a rear camera, which is pretty handy. So that's everything on the outside. Let's go on the inside and take a look at a few things. Okay, now on the inside, you have a button right here which controls your electric step. Your electric step, every time you open and close the door, the steps come in and go out. Now, if you're at a campground and you don't want the steps going in all the time, to shut that off. When they're in the down position, then when you close the door, they're going to stay out. They won't retract. This switch here is your storage lights. There's lights in the storage compartment, so turn those on and it will help you in the storage compartment. You got some light switches here. Okay. Storage. A lot of 12-volt lights in here, which is very nice. This has it set up for a little desk workstation. Your refrigerator looks like it's a 110 refrigerator, so it's only going to work off of 110. I don't see any gas to it, so this is strictly a 110 refrigerator, which means you have to be plugged in or have your generator running. Now, this also may be connected to your inverter. Because this isn't the original refrigerator, I'm not sure if it's connected to the inverter or not. But if it is, then you have about 72 hours of power that this will run off the inverter before the batteries go down. Now, if you're driving down the road, naturally your engine's going to charge your batteries. But if you're dry camping somewhere, this would probably only run about 72 hours if it is connected to an inverter. So, right here you have a thermostat. Just go through the modes. You got fan, different zones, on and off, and change your temperature there. You have an air conditioner here, and it's all ducted throughout the whole coach. You have an exhaust fan here. It's like a double basin porcelain sink. Pretty much a standard microwave. Stovetop, light, fan. This is a propane, works on propane only. Simply, propane tanks have to be turned on. Just turn on whatever burner you want on, then spark it with that. Okay. So you got 3 burners on the top, then you have one down in the oven. Turn this to pilot. Hold it in, reach underneath there with it. You have to light this with a lighter. Light it with a lighter. Hold it in for like 10 seconds, then turn it to whatever temperature you want. But the sparkler does not work on the oven, only on the stove top. Okay, coming back towards the back, we've got a nice little vanity here. Plenty of storage. Bathroom. You have an exhaust fan in the bathroom also. 2 110 outlets with lights. Here's your water pump switch. So if you want to pump water out of your water tank that you're carrying, you turn the water pump on. To turn the hot water heater on, you turn it on right there. This shows you your tank levels: fresh water, holding tank, gray tank, and LP. Nice medicine cabinet. Your commode. The way these commodes work, once you have water in your system, you push this pedal halfway down and puts water into the tank. All the way down will flush it. So push it down a little bit to put water in it, and flush it by pushing it all the way down. You got a door here that's strapped here so it doesn't swing back and forth. Got 2 speakers here. Your ductwork for your air conditioning. Heat will come from the floor. A couple light switches. A little bit of storage under the bed. You got 2 110 outlets on either side. It looks like you have a propane sniffer and carbon monoxide sniffer there in the back. Those will sound like a smoke detector going off. If they do go off, you need to shut the propane bottle off and come inside and see why that's going off. Probably the stovetop was left on. But it's pretty simple stuff in here. All right, going back towards the front. Right here you have your antenna. These are crank up and downs. Just crank it up, then you actually can pull this down and turn it to whatever way gives you the best reception. That's pretty much an old style, but they work very well. Your couch. Not sure if this is a pull-out couch or not. No, it's not a pull-out couch. So it's just a standard couch. Up front you have a TV. Everything else is pretty much like a car or a pickup truck. You got remote mirrors, you got heated mirrors, air conditioning. There's your AM/FM radio, your TV, your backup camera. Your generator start is right here. So you can start the generator from the inside. There's your gen start. And let's see here. Your lights. Here's your remote mirrors. This particular unit does not have automatic jacks, so we don't have to worry about that. But that's basically everything. There may be a button or two that I missed, but for the most part, that covers about everything. I appreciate your business, and I hope you have a lot of fun with this. Thanks.